Well, good morning, y'all. Of course, the intro was uploading. Now it wants to finish. Hold on. Well, good morning, y'all. We're gonna start over again. My bad. What is going on? What is going on? It's me. It's me. It's Keaton. We're back. We're in a building with another morning show. And I got my guys Freddie and Gene up here this morning. What is going on, y'all?
What's going on, everybody? Anytime I get to do a show with Key, I'm in a wonderful mood, and it's a privilege. It's an honor, even though he's coming here super hyped this morning. My guy, Gene, what's up, brother?
What's poppin', man? I love hopping on the morning show, my Wednesday morning, my God-given day of rest. Um, I love to hop on here, talk some sports. I got Freddie and Key, two of my favorite people on the Empire Network. Which means I don't like the rest of y'all. I still like the rest of y'all, but Freddie and Key are my ride or dies. Like if we were on the challenge, they would be my ride or dies. If y'all ever watch MTV's The Challenge, but yo, what's up, man? You ready to talk some sports? I'm so hype. I'm hype right now.
Yes, sir. Ready to get it.
Good morning, AJ. What's going on,
Hey, how
man?
you doing?
What's
AJ
going on, AJ?
Styles.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty here. We all know that Josh Allen looks like he has that CL injury in his elbow, kind of something sort of what Bryce Harper has. Um, but he is scheduled to play this weekend still. So the question to y'all is: are the Bills still the best team right now in the AFC? Who
Yeah, I'll
wants to
start.
start?
I'll start. Yes, they are. They're still the best team in the AFC. Until Josh Allen's out for the season and there's an issue, something going on with him where he can't play the rest of the season, they're the best team in the AFC. They went into the other best team's house and beat them in their house. Yeah, you lost a division game on the road. Division games are division games. That's what they are. The Jets are hungry. Robert Sala's a very good coach. I promise you, though, healthy versus healthy in Buffalo, where that game would be played again in the playoffs, that's not how the outcome goes. Josh Allen played awful. He played terrible that game, and they still had the lead for the majority of the game. They gave it up late, and the Jets pulled off a win. And listen, I called that. I said that on pregame and pigskin. I had the Jets. I said 28-27 Buffalo, but I said the Jets. Everybody's calling a blowout. I said the Jets are going to give them a game. I will not be surprised if they win this football game. Division games on the road are just different. Miami ain't winning that division either. So let me mark that down. You can mark that down now. Buffalo is the most complete team in the AFC, and I don't think it's that close. They have a elite quarterback, elite wide receiver, a very good offensive line, and a very good defense. So, no, the answer is Buffalo is still the best team. We're not overreacting.
Uh, I definitely agree with you, Gene, on that one. I definitely think they are the best team. They do have the defense. They improved on the defense off season, quite much. And then also on the offensive end, we already know what they can do. But the question is, long as they have Josh Allen at quarterback, it's not rocking better advantage to any other team because you do have the Kansas City Chiefs right behind them, and we know what they bring when the playoff time comes. They are an experienced team. This is a team that's been there before. So I'm gonna say I have the Bills number one, Chiefs number two, and number three. I'll have to go with the Dolphins number three.
AJ, what you think?
I think it's very interesting, Key, that we have some Dolphin fans in the chat. All of a sudden, our dude Willie from the Shake Back Media Group, he's a Dolphin fan all of a sudden. And the Mr. Daniel Desby Jr., welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for
Danny
everybody in
Dempsey's
the
my
group.
homie. He's been a Dolphins fan since we were kids.
Okay.
I grew up with that kid. That kid, Danny is listen, we were in diapers together. He lives in Florida now, but he's always been a Dolphin fan. Dan Marino started his Dolphins journey when he was a kid. And listen, he would root for the Eagles when they weren't playing the Dolphins. I would root for the Dolphins when they weren't playing the Eagles. We had a love like that, but Danny is a true ride or die fins up. Now the shake back is a Raiders fan wearing Chiefs hats on his podcast, and now you on the fins up wagon. Come on, bro, you sounding like Freddie. Come on.
Hey, bro, don't come for me, Gene. Hey, Willie, you see
there,
that? Mr. Daniel in the chat. That's what you call loyalty. Loyalty. He's been a loyal Dolphin fan for 30 years. Can you say the same, Willie? Can you say the same?
Oh.
I think the Dolphins are the third best team in that division. I think that third best team in the AFC. I think that they're right there. I just think that you'll see Tua's deficiencies when the weather's colder and defense matters and they have to run the ball. I don't have that much faith in Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson to be their rushing attack, and speed slows down a ton in cold weather. And yeah, I know Miami's not going to get cold all year, but they ain't going to get every home game in the playoffs. They're going to have to play at Kansas City, which gets frigid. They're going to play at Buffalo, which gets freezing. And if they got to play at New York, that's the issue too.
Tyreek Hill, Offensive Player of the Year?
I hope not. I hate Tyreek Hill. I'm a Tyreek Hill hater.
No, Tyreek Hill won't get that.
I don't think he's the best offensive player on his team.
Well, I'm just saying he has.
It's funny. I agree. I'm gonna have to agree with Dean here. He's not. It's Jalen Waddle.
Week 9 of the NFL season. It's a chance that he could have a 2,000-yard season this year.
Yeah, I that's fine. I think Jalen Waddle's the better receiver.
No, we're not debating that. I'm just saying 2,000 yards in a season, that's pretty damn impressive.
It is. I won't give that man that much credit because I'm a hater. I don't. I mean, he's a bad human being. Beat his kids. Sorry, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but like he's an awful person. And like I don't think he should have a place in the NFL, period. So it's time and time again this dude's done really crappy things. So I'll never be a fan of him. Sorry.
No, I mean I feel you on that standpoint, but
I love me some Jalen Waddle though. Jalen Waddle, man, he had the best. Does he not have the best touchdown dance?
I don't know. We've seen a lot.
Bro, the Waddle like the duck is the best touchdown dance, man. Gene, in a perfect world, the Eagles go undefeated, meet the Finns in the Super Bowl, and lose to the Finns. Oh, man, that'd be crazy. That would be wild if the Eagles were going against the record and then they had to play against the 72 Finns.
Willie, you going to be an Illuminati? Wow. What's up, Kyle?
What up?
All right, AJ, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm trying my phone now because something's wrong with the computer. So we'll see how this goes.
All right. So, what you think about the Bills? Are they the best team in AFC?
No, it's such a tough answer to the question because you just don't know about Josh Allen's injury. If he's able to play, I would still say yes that they are the best team. If he's not able to play, if he has to miss a couple of games, I would go with the Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes and that squad they're tough to beat. I think a team like the Bills are the team that can beat them. It's just really so tough. But I'm gonna say yes just to answer the question. But I do think there is that caveat that if Josh Allen is unable to play for a few weeks, God forbid, the rest of the year, then I think the Chiefs step up and take that number one spot.
I just want to give credit to the New York Jets, man. I do. I don't think it's the Buffalo Bills didn't play great and they lost the game, but man, Robert Saleh's got that team balling. He lost his starting quarterback for the first 4 weeks, dealt with Joe Flacco. Zach Wilson comes back. It doesn't matter. And like after week one when they got beat by Baltimore, Robert Saleh said, "I'm keeping the receipts. Y'all can say whatever you want about the Jets. I'm holding the receipts." And he's literally done exactly what he said he was going to do. And they lost Breece Hall, their best offensive player. Guess what? They still beat Buffalo. Robert Saleh is a great NFL head coach, and it's hard to root against him. I'm not a New York guy. I normally hate all New York teams, but it's very hard to root against a coach like Robert Saleh.
I think he is starting to show that you don't need just an offensive guy to be a head coach. You just pick the best guy for the job. If he's an offensive guy, if he's a defensive guy, if he's a special teams guy, just pick the best guy. You don't have to choose the offensive, head coach, the new offensive boy genius or anything like that. Just get you a good coach.
Well, with all respect, AJ, I disagree with you on that because let's take Chicago for an example. I believe they're failing Justin Fields because they won't give that man an offensive-minded coach. They keep hiring defensive guys. For example,
Matt Nagy was the offensive coordinator.
Say it again.
Matt Nagy was an offensive coordinator.
What about his coach now?
Matt Eberflus is defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
he's
a defensive guy.
He didn't keep hiring offensive guys.
I don't count Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy was not a good coach at all.
Agreed.
And then I think a lot of that came from him being under Andy Reid tree, and a lot of people, that's why I believe Minime's not getting the opportunity that he deserved because they're like, okay, you're under Andy Reid. We've seen that with Matt Nagy, whatever. That's another discussion for another day. But what I'm saying is, like, Gene made a perfect example the other day on it was either Gene or somebody did about the Detroit Lions head coach. He's a good coach for that team right now. He's an inspirational coach. But will he be there when that team is really ready to make a push for winning games in the playoffs? No, because that's when you're going to need a coach that's going to be able to come in with the X's and O's, with the offensive-minded coach to come help take that team to the next level. I believe, he might not be this great offensive-minded coach, but they're going to eventually need that to take them to the next level.
I don't agree with you at all, Freddie. I love you, bro.
You might not have to, but that don't mean I'm wrong.
Let me give you a couple examples of defensive-minded head coaches that are. How about Mike Tomlin? What about Bill Belichick? What about there's a ton of defensive-minded head coaches in the NFL that have been successful. Hey, do you know John Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator? That's what he was before. He wasn't an offense guy, wasn't a defensive guy. You don't have to be an offensive guy to be a head coach in the NFL. You don't. Listen, we can go back and forth with different. Robert Saleh is a good coach. He's defensive coordinator. Todd Bowles is the head coach, defensive coordinator. And you want to talk about guys that deserve jobs? What about Brian Flores? That guy was a defensive coordinator. How about D'Amico Ryans over in San Fran, another defensive coordinator? I think that the coaches that are qualified for the jobs should get the jobs. And I'm sure Key's going to bring up that point later when we talk about Jeff Saturday, because that's an absolute joke. But I'm going to tell you something right now. The NFL has this good old boys club that needs to be shut down. And I don't care if you're an offensive-minded coach, defensive-minded coach. How's Josh McDaniels doing over there in Las Vegas? The offensive guru of the Patriots. Doing terrible, right? They're 2-6. They lost to the Jaguars. I don't want to hear it, man. A leader of men. That's how you become a great NFL coach. Danny Dempsey said it perfect.
So,
and really quick, just before we go on to the next topic, you talked about the Bears with Matt Eberflus. I think, a lot of people are really starting to become fond of Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator. And I think that's what you do when you're a defensive coach, is that you find the best guy to be your offensive coordinator. So I think you can be a defensive head coach and get you a good offensive coordinator, and then that works perfectly. And I really like the fact that he brought over Alan Williams with him from Indianapolis. Alan Williams calls the defense. Luke Getsy does the offense, and he's just the head coach. I think that's what makes it right.
I don't disagree with you at all, AJ. I think you're spitting facts. I think coordinators matter. And you brought up the Andy Reid coaching tree also, Freddie. What about Doug Peterson came from that Andy Reid coaching tree, won a Super Bowl in Philadelphia? There's a lot of people that came from that Andy Reid coaching tree that have been successful. Hey, listen, who's one of the best coaches in the NFL? Sean McDermott. You know what coaching tree he came from? Andy Reid. There's a lot of people that came from that Andy Reid coaching tree that have been successful in the league. Just giving my 2 cents. And the Mike Vrabel comment's hilarious, bro. I get it. I got the beard and everything, so I'll take it. Mike Vrabel's a better looking human being than I. I'll take it.
This might be a topic for another day, but you talked about the Andy Reid tree. Andy Reid comes off the Bill Walsh tree because Andy Reid was under Mike Holmgren, who was under Bill Walsh. So, that could be a topic for another day, but this always goes all the way back to Bill Walsh.
I mean, everybody come from everywhere. I would say Andy Reid was on the Mike Holmgren tree, not the Bill Walsh tree, because Bill Walsh never directly coached, but was a higher coach than Andy Reid. But I get your point. But at the end of the day, I would rather pick from the Andy Reid tree than I would pick from the Bill Belichick tree.
No, most definitely. Joe Judge,
Matt Patricia,
Eric Mangini.
Yo, the man genius. Remember him?
Oh, man genius. So since we're talking about coaches and whatnot, did y'all like the Jeff Saturday picking or hiring? Could it have been somebody else who could have got the Colts gig? Like,
hell no.
The Colts job.
Hell no. Listen, I'm planning on going on a magnificent rant here. I just want to. It just bothers me so much. Hell no. Jeff Saturday is not qualified to be an NFL coach. The constant thing I hear why NFL coaches aren't hired that are African-American or because they're not qualified enough. We're hiring a qualified guy. So you take a guy in Indianapolis that has no coaching experience in the college or NFL level, the highest he's ever coached football is high school because he's in the Ring of Honor. Why you have Reggie Wayne on your staff? Reggie Wayne is your wide receivers coach. He's on your staff. You want to get an Indianapolis guy that's a Ring of Honor guy? Reggie Wayne's right there. Jim Irsay, Dan Snyder, Stephen Ross, all these owners in the NFL are hiring from the good old boys club. And when Jeff Saturday got the interim job, what'd you say? What'd you say, Key?
I was talking about the Panthers coach. I was talking about the Panthers owner. But go ahead.
But no, it's every single time this gets done. It's even when Eberflus being hired in Chicago. John Elway does it constantly with McDaniels. I can't take it in the NFL, man. There's too many qualified black coaches that don't have jobs in the NFL, and it drives me nuts. Reggie Wayne should have got the interim role if you wanted an in-house guy, a guy that's a Ring of Honor, a Colt for life to help restore the culture. Like, and them getting rid of Frank Wright is a joke in itself. They just extended him this offseason. He's been the head coach for 5 years and had 5 different quarterbacks. Andrew Luck, Jacoby Brissett, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Sam Ellinger. It's a joke what they're doing in Indianapolis. These are some awful owners. And Did
you mention Phillip Rivers?
What'd you say?
Did you mention Phillip Rivers?
Another one. 1 year wonder. 5 starting to start the season. I apologize. That's the one I was missing. Sam Ellinger wasn't the 5th. But at the end of the day, it's laughable. And in the NFL, you have too many good coaches that do not have jobs. Jim Caldwell, Brian Flores, DeMeco Ryans. You look what happened. The last time you hired a San Francisco defensive coordinator, you got Robert Saleh over there in New York winning football games. I'm just calling it like it is. It bothers the hell out of me that Jeff Saturday gets pulled off of ESPN's broadcast to be the head coach of the Colts when you have qualified candidates that are in the building. It's a joke, man. Jim Irsay is terrible.
I definitely agree with you, Gene. You brought up a lot of points.
I still got to answer the question. Sorry, I was replying to Chase. My bad. Go ahead, Freddie.
Oh no, you good. No, you good. I absolutely agree with Gene, and he said a lot of the points that I was going to say on that standpoint. It reminds me of the Steve Nash hiring of the Brooklyn Nets. You see how that backfired in their face. You bring in a guy that have no experience at all on the coaching level. Not saying we're not saying Jeff Holiday do not know football.
Jeff
Um,
Saturday.
I mean Jeff Friday, whatever his name is.
Jeff Saturday.
Jeff Saturday, whatever his name is, whatever his name is. No matter
Jeff Holiday, Jeff
yeah, whatever his
Friday.
name is. We not
Yo.
saying that he don't know um, football, but the problem is that there's a lot of more guys out there that's more qualified. We've seen what happens over time, and Daniel asked a great question. Yes, the NFL can put out all these I see you, coach. These rules and these procedures on how the process of hiring a coach, but it's still going to be fine. There's teams that still going to find a way just to play the system, aka the New York Giants this offseason with the blind Brian Flores situation blew up in their face the way that it did. It just it's not a procedure. It's whoever the team likes, and at the end of the day, Brian Flores should have had opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL. He's done his time. He's proven that he's a good, strong-minded coach. The players respect him, and like Gene said, it's just not fair. And these teams will, even if you put procedures out there, I still feel like these owners will find a way to go around it. They'll find a loophole, or they'll do what's just enough just to get by. Or just to interview a player just to go around the Rooney Rule, which
Well,
is a
Freddie,
bunch
you
of
remember the whole
BS.
situation with Brian Flores' interview, like what he brought up to the NFLPA and what he brought up to the NFL Association when he went on interviews with New York and Denver when John Elway showed up late, breath smelling alcohol, like never took the interview serious, was just using Brian Flores as someone to meet a requirement, fill a requirement. And it shows the ineptitude that some of these owners have when you had Rich Bisaccia in the building. Rich Bisaccia took that team through all that turmoil between John Gruden, between Henry Ruggs, between everything that happened last year, took them to a playoff game. And if you want to call a spade, they played the Cincinnati Bengals harder than anybody else in the AFC, and the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. Now you let him get out of the building. You're 2-6 with Devontae Adams.
And I want to give a shout out to the Rooney family. If there's any organization that knows how to hire a coach, it's them. I think they've had 3 head coaches throughout the entire
Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, so shout out to them. That's a franchise that shows that they believe in the people they pick and they trust within that organization that they have the right pick and they stand by. Mike Tomlin is an example of that, and I would like to see more situations like that, where no matter who you are, no matter what skin tone you are, you pick the right coach for the right team, and that's just the way I want. But it starts with the owners. It starts with the owners. Until these ownerships want to change, that's when change is going to come.
AJ?
Yeah, so for me, I have no problem with you going out and getting an inexperienced person. Like you said, Reggie Wayne doesn't have head coaching experience, but he was on the staff. You could have chose him. So I have no problem going out and getting somebody like with no coaching experience. My problem is the fact that it's in the middle of the season. It's in the middle of the season. Well, why not wait until afterwards? To pick your guy. When you have to do the Rooney Rule, right? You have, because you don't do it for interim coaches. You do it for, when you select your head coaches. So, okay. So wait until after. You may want to get Jeff Saturday, but then maybe there's someone else that comes and pops up to you. Like, for instance, we talked about Mike Tomlin. And as a Chicago Bears fan, I should know the job was Ron Rivera's, a Latino man, by the way. It was his. So they had already done their due diligence for the Rooney Rule, but because the Bears that year were headed on to the Super Bowl to face the Indianapolis Colts, they went out and said, well, let's go ahead and talk to some more candidates. And they came across Mike Tomlin, and boom, from there, It's been nothing but Mike Tomlin, right? And then that's the way he's supposed to do it. So it's that because I think Jeff Saturday could be a good coach, but to me, it's just in the middle of the season just seems absolutely wrong to do it that way.
So let me ask you a question, AJ, and this is the point that we have to bring up in front of everybody: is do you think an unqualified coach that did not coach in the NFL or college would ever be hired in the NFL if he was black? And the answer is no, man. No.
Depending on his name, depending on that person's name. If Deion Sanders did not go to Jackson State and he wanted to coach, I think a team would take Deion Sanders because it's Deion Sanders.
Completely.
Now well, that's totally fine, but I think it depends on his name and how great of a name he is. The Deion Sanders guy would have gotten selected right off a thing. I think, Keyshawn Johnson made the thing the other day saying that, he wants to have that ability. I don't think Keyshawn Johnson has that name to do it, but I'm trying to think of another black name, and I can only come up with Deion Sanders. So you may be right on that gene.
It'll
but
never happen. In the NFL, it'll never happen where someone that has no coaching experience anywhere will be hired that's African American. It's bullshit, and that's the problem. And I can't fathom the Colts going, and I could just see Jim Irsay. Yeah, let's get Jeff in here. Good old boy. Let's just get him. Like, I can't fathom that happening in another. I can't. It drives me nuts. Drives me up a wall. When you got Jim Caldwell, who, listen, and I don't mean to be smart when I say this. Jim Caldwell took the Colts to the Super Bowl, right? Peyton Manning got hurt one season. They had a backup quarterback. They were not expecting to have a quarterback. They didn't prepare that way, and they had an awful season and got fired. Then he went to the Lions, took the Lions to their last playoff game, got fired after a 10-6 season in Detroit. Detroit hasn't sniffed 10 wins since. Through Matt Patricia and Dan Campbell, it's notorious. They get less of a chance and less of a opportunity to stay with that team. Brian Flores took over a team that was an absolute dumpster fire. They traded Minkah Fitzpatrick. They traded Laramie Tunsil. They traded everybody. People were predicting to go 0-16. They lost their first game 53-0 to Baltimore. They won 6 games that year. Came back next year, made the playoffs. Then got fired after a 9-win season. 3 seasons in. You tell me an NFL coach that takes a team that's predicted to go 0-16 to the playoffs the next year that gets fired after a 9-win season? It's a joke. And it drives me nuts, man. It drives me absolutely up a wall.
That's why.
And the part that bothers me even more is the people that try to explain it. Well, Brian Flores just wasn't really he wasn't developing the quarterback or wasn't doing this. Stop trying to explain it, man. Stop. The explanation is very simple. It's a good old boys club. Sorry, Freddie.
And then that's why I said that it starts with the ownership. And I'm keeping a close eye. I was going out with the Washington Commanders. I said this before. Me personally, and I'm going to say this again, I'm not a racist person. I'm far from racist. But I think the NFL need to do what it can to make sure that is a minority owner that's going over there to help clean up that situation, because it's going to take time to clean up what's going to happen in that organization. But it will be good for the NFL to show, okay, we're going in the right direction. We're bringing in a minority owner, whatever, even as a part of a party or whatever, a group or whatever. But I believe that will be a good direction for the NFL. We've been hearing Jay-Z name being a part of the mix. I've even heard of Kevin Durant's name being part of the mix, but they need some type of minority to be a part of the NFL, and that starts with the Washington Commanders. That would be the best team to start the ride, and I think that would be that would show a great direction.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I think that's Jeff Bezos' team. I think that's Jeff Bezos' team without question. I think, with all his money from Amazon and everything like that, and he'll be able to pay for a stadium on his own. I think that's Jeff Bezos' job. But I think you're totally correct. We do need some type of other black minority other than Shad Khan down in Jacksonville. We need to have another one happen. And also I guess I could also throw in Mrs. Benson in New Orleans, but she's obviously white, but even though she's a woman. And there's one other thing I thought about, and I truly hope this isn't the case. I truly hope that this guy, and I wouldn't put past Jim Irsay, but I truly hope he didn't hire Jeff Saturday to be a snitch. I truly hope that's what he didn't do. And I truly hope if he did do that, I truly hope Jeff Saturday doesn't snitch. Because that would just be ridiculous, and I would lose all respect for Jeff Saturday if that is the case.
I want to correct one thing that I said. Not just black, because people always think minority is black. Minority. I'm not going to just say black, minority. I would like to see it be a minority owner. No matter, I just think that should be a push for the Washington Command. I just wanted to correct myself on that.
I think that the Bezos purchase would be a great thing because Jay-Z would be part of the purchase. And I know he wouldn't be the majority owner, but he would have Jay-Z's not getting involved in something unless he has an absolute say in what's going on in the organization. So I think that would be a great, and you want to talk about completely turning around the stigma of the Washington Commanders. I take that team over. I change the merchandise. I change the name. And all of a sudden, Washington has a football team.
Prime.
Yeah. Washington Optimus Prime. I'm kidding.
Hey, Eric, we on our way. We on our way.
Yeah. Yo, can you imagine if we were the Commanders? That'd be hilarious. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next thing here. Staying with the NFL and Eagles, do you think they can run the table and go 17-0?
No.
Hell yeah! Look at the schedule, Key. Look at the schedule. Look at it. Monday, you play the Washington Commanders, win. You play the Indianapolis Colts, win. You play the Green Bay Packers, who Aaron Rodgers is. I have to agree with you, Gene. I have to agree with you. He's not a top 10 quarterback this year. He's looking horrible this year. Win. The Tennessee Titans win. The New York Giants, unfortunately, I don't think we have enough firepower to keep up the Eagles this year. So win for the Eagles. The Chicago Bears win. The Dallas Cowboys, who's afraid of adversity, a team that will fold like cheap tents that they are, win. And then the Giants.
Wait. Hold on. Is Eric Holmes a troll?
Then you have the Eagles.
Eric Holmes a troll? I'm serious. Huh? Eric Holmes might have came out with the worst take I've ever seen in the history of sports podcasting. Is he a troll? Eric, do me a favor. Just exit stage.
What are you talking about this one? Yeah, he's troll. He's right now. He's a Cowboy fan.
Yo, listen, the Eagles don't go 17-0.
They're going 17-0. They're destined to. No, I'm not crazy. The one thing I've learned about the Eagles team, I'm willing to make a bet with you on your own team.
We're not going 17-0. 15-2 at best.
I think that they'll lose at Dallas on Christmas Eve. I think they'll lose to the Titans. I think that'll be a game that we overlook, and they play us hard. And I think we lose one of the ones to the Giants. I think 14-3. Just my opinion. Listen, I'm a diehard Eagles fan. What'd you say? I'm a diehard Eagles fan, but 17-0 is you gotta understand. Like in the NFL, it's very easy to look at games and be like, the Eagles are better than this team, so they'll win. It's not how it works. There's 52 guys that play on the other side that are professional football players, and this expression, any given Sunday, does not come from anything. The Philadelphia Eagles have looked great. Awesome. but they got division games left. Washington, yes, that should be a win in Philadelphia. It should. But Justin Fields has looked incredible. I wouldn't look past Chicago. You can't look past that in Tennessee. Tennessee had Kansas City on the ropes at Kansas City this week. They're a very good coach football team that plays good defense, and they can run the ball. And the Eagles lost big Jordan Davis up in the middle. But, everything that we're saying, yes, they'll be favored in the rest of their games, but there's no chance.
I think that I think that they have a small chance, but I wouldn't predict it. I think the Cowboys game, I think the Tennessee game, I think there could be another game where they may be overlooked. Like I don't know. I don't think they're going to do what Indianapolis did years ago, where they just sat down all their players when they were 13-0. I don't think they're going to do that, but it's. I would very much bet against them going undefeated.
100%.
I don't. I know one thing about these. They win.
Plus, I wouldn't want that pressure going undefeated.
No, I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why. Because, hey, now they go through injuries. That's one thing. But if they are healthy, if they are doing what they're doing, have you seen their defensive line? Their defensive line is legit.
Yeah, and Dameon Pierce just ran for 100 yards on him.
Say it again?
Right up the middle. Dameon Pierce just ran for 100 yards on him right up the middle. Jordan Davis is out. He's on IR. That's the best run stopper we have up in the middle.
But Gene, we know that this is a team. This is a team that sometimes that they can be a bad tackling team at times, but most of the time they're solid. And I think as long as throughout the season progressing, they will correct that issue. I really do. And I hate that I'm a Giants fan. I hate saying that.
You're not a Giants fan. You're a
I
Rams
am a Giants fan. When you first met me, what team was I rooting for?
He was a Giants fan.
Wow, you went from the Giants to the Rams to ride coattails on a Super Bowl run?
No, Gene, I was born in California, sir. I was born in California. That's home. I always have home for the Rams. I always have love for them.
If you picked a baseball team, it would be the Yankees or the Dodgers. Go ahead.
It's the Dodgers.
Yeah, of course.
I think we're going to lose 2 or 3. I wouldn't want that pressure going in coming in as undefeated. So I definitely wouldn't want that.
Hey, check out Ramon making his debut on the Sports Empire Network. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good, and you?
Pretty good. Y'all forgive me, I'm currently still at work a little bit.
Do you think the Eagles run the table?
No, I don't think so. For me to give me the 11-0 Pittsburgh Steelers vibe.
Whoa.
Yeah, when the Steelers win 11-0, that's what I feel like they that's what I feel like I feel like they're gonna end up going off a cliff here soon. I think that when they played us, the Dallas Cowboys, I felt like we didn't have.
I knew it. I heard it. I knew it before you said it. You were a Cowboys fan. I knew it.
Yeah.
It gives me a vibe because they're good. I knew it.
Even if they do run the table, I think they're going to take an L in the playoff. They haven't really faced.
Of course you do. I knew it. I was waiting to say who's your team.
Yeah, let's be honest, man. They don't defend against the run well. Let's be honest.
You were number one against the run until Jordan Davis got hurt for this past week.
Yeah,
so you're going about one game versus Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, we're talking about week by week, man. Sunday, they don't defend against the run well now. That dude that we don't even know. That dude, what's the guy? What's the running back from Houston? What's his name? We don't even remember.
Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, he ran crazy.
Dameon Pierce,
fourth rookie of the year,
round from Florida.
Look, I knew you were a Cowboys fan before you said anything. I get it. You want to prey on our downfall. You want to prey on our downfall, and that's okay.
You're an Eagles fan.
Damn right, I'm an Eagles fan.
Oh Jesus! Well,
you watch your Super Bowls on VHS, brother.
Freddie,
you can't even get a DVD.
Freddie, you gotta choose better people to be on the podcast, brother.
Let me ask you one more question, right? Just a simple question. It's a trivia question, right? Since 1997.
Oh, here we go.
Who has more playoff wins, Nick Foles or the entire Cowboys franchise?
Nick Foles. Yeah. I knew you were going there, man. Well, yeah. You live in Nick Foles yesteryear. You guys going out. First round out. Okay. Two things I can't stand: the Commanders and the Eagles.
And two things America can't stand is the Cowboys and the Cowboys.
I mean, I agree with that. Or the Lakers.
Hey, G. Hey, y'all, I want to mention this. It's a bad day when Chase is in the comments taking up for Gene. Gene is like this, yo, you need to come the team.
Chase is my man. I love Chase.
I cannot. I can say we are lit this morning very much in the chat section. I appreciate y'all. 17-0. I definitely don't see that. And again, that's my squad as well. We're definitely not going 17-0, and I don't want that pressure of going 17-0. But definitely not a first round exit. Moving on here. I lost the topic list. Give me a second. Pull it back up. Where BJ? He's getting cleared this week. And by December, he should be with a team. He did mention 4 teams. But where's the best fit for OBJ?
Listen, Odell, you already have your championship.
Ramon, go ahead and start us off. Go ahead, Ramon. You can start us off.
Yeah, he's not coming to the Cowboys, man. Jesus Christ, no. No, as much as I want to say the Cowboys, I feel like that if we did that, Dak would be trying to force him the ball, much like he would do, like he did when Amari Cooper first started. So I think the best place for him to go to try to win a chip right now would probably be Kansas City. I would say, even though I don't know, they spread the ball around in their offense now, so I don't even know if that would be the most optimal place.
Wrong again.
It can't be Green Bay because they're not gonna do anything.
I have the answer. I'll wait for y'all to hopefully someone gets it. I have the answer though.
I got the answer too.
Yeah, tell me.
And the answer is, and listen, Odell, brother, you already have the championship. You already, played in one of the biggest moments of your career. And by the way, you was going to be the Super Bowl MVP. I had you before you got hurt in that game.
Absolutely.
Because Cooper Kupp at one point was a no-show. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's be real. You need to go back where it all started, to the New York Giants. This is a team that needs a receiver for Danny Dimes. Could you imagine? Danny Dimes, Saquon Barkley, and Odell Beckham Jr. with
Danny Dimes
Daniel Dable? Could you imagine that?
Danny Nichols, bro.
Hey, that will make us definitely the second best team in the division. The Eagles number 1, the Giants number 2, and the Cowgirls number 3. Let's just keep it real.
Why they had to be Cowgirls?
I'm Odell. I'm going to the Giants.
So one person talked about his team. Another one talked about his team. AJ, you want to tell me where he's going? Because I'm going to tell you. I know where he's going. Me and Odell talked last night on the phone.
Believe it or not, I agree with Freddie. I think the best thing for Odell Beckham to do is to go home. Go back to the Giants. Now, I don't think that's going to put them over the Eagles. I don't even think that was going to put them over the Cowboys. But I think it will give some sense of closure to Odell Beckham Jr. And maybe it might, because he was screwed from, with Gettleman, right? He was screwed when he was there in New York with Gettleman. So I think the best thing for him to do is just to go back home. But I'm waiting for Gene. Gene, let me know where's he gonna go.
I hate that I must say this because I feel like that they're the only team in the NFL that's constructed and rosterly built better than the Philadelphia Eagles. But I think he is going to go to where nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. Listen, they lost Cole Beasley before the season started. They've desperately missed him in the slot. Odell Beckham Jr. can play in the X, the Y, the Z. That's where he could play. He can play anywhere. You have a receiving core of Stephon Diggs, Odell Beckham Jr., and Gabe Davis. That's your three. They like to throw the football. Josh Allen's an elite quarterback. And you can tell yourself all the lies you want. Odell Beckham Jr. is playing for a contract. And this is the biggest problem. He's never gotten paid. He's never gotten that huge payday because he got traded from New York to Cleveland. And then Cleveland traded him to LA, and he's been hurt throughout his career. He's going to go to Buffalo. He's going to have a good – he should be a number 2 receiver on a championship-level team. Stephon Diggs is your one. He goes in there. He gets to play that Odell Beckham Jr. role he played last year with Cooper Kupp. I'm telling you, he's going to go to Buffalo, and it'll be – and the Buffalo Bills are going all in for that Super Bowl. I think that Odell Beckham Jr. is a Buffalo Bill. And I think that happens by the end of next week.
I disagree. I disagree. Only for the fact that Josh Allen may be hurt.
He's playing this week.
Yeah, I disagree, man. I think that he's going to end up with the Chiefs because last I checked, I thought he was Josh Allen's shoulder.
I don't think they have a roster spot for him in Kansas City. They just traded for Kadarius Toney. They have Juju Smith-Schuster. They have 6 receivers on their current roster right now.
Cole Hartman, yeah.
Sky Moore, who they just drafted in the 2nd round.
Hey, y'all, listen. I'm gonna be real with you. To be honest with you, Gene, I would absolutely agree with you. If this was last year and Odell wasn't a champion, he's a champion. He's already won the ultimate goal. He loves New York. He loves that city. And I agree with you, AJ. Gettleman screwed Odell, and I was so pissed about that.
If you were trying to get paid,
he screwed him.
You chose an aging Eli Manning over a young stud receiver at the time, and all Odell wanted to win. And I want to make another point before you go, Gene. When Odell was slamming his helmet on the field goal, on the goal post and all that stuff, acting the way he's doing on the sidelines, what was y'all calling him? But when Tom Brady's breaking tablets, cursing out teammates, he's just competitive, huh?
Yeah. First of all, I don't disagree with what you're saying about that. Yeah, but let me ask you a question, Freddie. If you were trying to win a contract in the NFL, would you rather have Daniel Jones throwing you the ball or Josh Allen?
Daniel Jones.
No, Josh Allen, easy.
No, listen, let me tell you. Because what him and Stephon Diggs have, they already locked in. Who's locked in with Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones can't throw the football, bro. Danny Nichols. Penny.
Daniel Jones he's having a better year this year. I'm not
because he's running. Saquon's having a better year, bro.
Hey, bro, all I'm saying is he's gonna have more opportunity in New York than he would with the Bills. That's all I'm saying.
I disagree.
Yeah, he may have more opportunities in New York with the Bills, but to Gene's point, in Buffalo, I think if Josh Allen is gonna stay healthy, that's a good trio you have there with Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs. Because he went there to Los Angeles last year when Robert Woods was there. Of course, Robert Woods didn't tear his ACL. So then he has to become more part of the offense. But he was going there to be the 3rd guy in Los Angeles. If he goes to be the 3rd guy in Buffalo and helps them win a championship, then in the offseason he can go and get his money in other places. But and as much as like I said earlier, I think it would be good for him to go back home. I do think Gene makes a pretty good point in maybe going to Buffalo and winning their 2nd championship. Because guess what? If you go to Buffalo and win a championship, you are going to just be lauded there for years and years and years. You'll never have to pay for a dinner. You never have to pay for a movie in Buffalo. So, I can see where Gene is coming from with the Buffalo Bills thing.
I even heard him going to the 49ers. I've heard that too.
Man, the 49ers don't need nobody. Once again, I wouldn't want Jimmy Garoppolo throwing me the football when I'm playing for a contract. That man is playing for a contract. He's not playing for a game manager.
He really should go back to the Rams.
Yeah, that's a
They're
dumpster.
not going nowhere. I can't, Freddie.
Yeah, that's a dumpster fire.
Hey, we not done yet.
Yeah, that is a dumpster fire.
That's a dumpster fire over there, G.
Hey, what have y'all done? Y'all been a
Oh,
dumpster
okay,
fire for
Freddie.
27 years, young man. Hey, Gene went easy. I live in Texas. I know I've seen you Cowboy fans wear y'all the little stuff that comes out y'all mouth. How the hell you gonna criticize another team and y'all been god awful?
America's team, get it right.
You ain't been America's team since 1997, bro.
America's team, still America's
Not
team.
America's
That's why we
team.
find time. And to everybody who's a hater in the comments, America's team.
You can believe that all you want.
Especially you, Freddie. I didn't know you that big of a hater, man.
It's time to ask America because America is not going to say that.
Hold on. Just imagine y'all America's team. Y'all have let one man in the last 20 years come in here. And
we fell on some hard times.
We're
not America's team, man.
We
fell on some hard times, man.
We got two more.
Delusional,
y'all been past hard time. Y'all struggling.
Delusional.
Let me stop talking about the Cowboys because I don't want Doug just to pop over. Doug will find a way to come on this show.
I can't wait till those
Eagles
lose.
You listen. That's what you need to be waiting for. Wait for our downfall.
Make sure
you ain't gonna wait for your success, brother.
When you lose, make sure you hear. The next time I get on
here, I'm here. I told you Eagles gonna be 14
don't and 3. Don't run away. Don't try to fly away.
Running here, brother.
Yeah, brother. Don't even try to fly.
We've seen you lose for 26 years. There are kids that haven't seen you win yet. Nah, that's 26, brother.
Next time.
They won in 96.
Lord have mercy.
Oh God.
It's definitely heated this morning, but I love it. Especially when it's even more heated. That's always Oh, Jesus Christ. I forget you made this topic list this morning. Switching over to the NBA now.
Oh,
and it's Freddie's favorite topic. Yes, we got to talk about the dang on Lakers. So is trading AD from the Lakers the answer?
Oh, choose me. I'm a Lakers fan.
Go ahead, Freddie.
Choose me. I'm a Lakers fan.
Oh, Jesus. Who are y'all in here? Go ahead, Ramon.
I've been trying to get rid of AD since last season. I tried to get rid of Westbrook. That didn't happen. When I was trying to get rid of AD right after that, simply because I never know when he's going to be able to play. When we brought AD there, we brought him to be the future of the franchise. He's been anything but. He had one good season when he was in the bubble, and that was literally because he got a 4-month break, so he wasn't able to get injured. But every season after that, he's been injured, and he came from. If I remember correctly, I think he came from the Pelicans injured already. So we haven't seen anything to say, oh yeah, we're gonna keep this down the next 7 years. No, we don't have anything, man. So if we can trade him and maybe get a first or a second round or a first or a second round pick back, that'd be great because we don't have any picks right now until 2027. If you ask me, I think it's time to blow up the whole Lakers organization. Get rid of Bron too. I would get rid of everybody just so I can get those picks back because Bron's got a 2-year contract. So and I think he has a player opt, so he can literally opt out when he feels like it in the next 2 years, and I still don't have any picks until 2027. So for me, I don't see the Lakers going anywhere. I don't think they're gonna be competitive. Then there's absolutely no need for them to tank because they don't have any fucking picks anyway. So that's my little
in here.
Yeah, let's keep talking about a 2-8 team.
Yeah. Listen here. Let's put some clarification on this. This conversation is not going to happen because the Lakers don't trade their superstars. Let's just be honest. The only superstar who done that was Shaq.
Yeah,
that's because they didn't want to pay him. That's it. That's not the Laker way. Because the Lakers, one thing, and this is the reason why they waited so long for Russ, is because they're trying to protect their image for other stars around the league. Because they don't want to show they want to show that the league that, hey, superstar, these other stars, that we take care of you. Okay. So Russ got to go. We know that. And to give him his credit, he's been playing a lot better as of late, coming off the
Yeah,
bench.
off the bench, yeah,
Uh,
sure.
and he's bringing a spark, but he still has to go because he's making way too much money. And then we need shooting. We need shooting bad. It's bad when Russell Westbrook is your best shooter. That's bad. That's a
Yeah,
bad team. And
I
right
seen
now
the
he's our
stat.
best 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I seen the stat yesterday. I
Um,
think LeBron has missed his last 13 threes.
yeah,
Straight, I think. Yeah,
LeBron is not having a good
no
shooting
minutes.
year, but I don't
Can I
expect
ask
that
y'all
to
a
last.
question before we get off and bore all the listeners?
Go, go, go,
We're
go.
boring all the listeners talking about 2 and 18. And y'all talking about trading depreciating assets that nobody wants. Hey, Freddie, I got some pizza I ordered 2 nights ago. It's getting stale. Would you like to buy it from me and I can ship it out to you to Texas? Because that's what you're talking about trading. Russell Westbrook and Anthony, nobody wants them. Nobody wants street clothes. Nobody wants West Brick. And I pray, right? When the Lakers come to Philadelphia, I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm going to get close enough and I'm going to yell West Brick. And I want him to walk over to me and be like, what did you say? Say that to my face. I'm like, West Brick. Do something about it. I don't listen. We talk about a team that has a bunch of assets that nobody wants. That's an absolute dumpster fire. They're 2 and 8. They're not going to make the playoffs. They will not be a top 10 seed in the West. They won't make the play-in. Blow it up. Blow it up. I think we should be talking about Toronto Raptors. What do y'all think? They're more relevant. They won a championship more recently. They're a better franchise. They got a better team.
No, they haven't.
They won the championship in 2020. Y'all won the bubble in 2019.
No, we won in 2020, Gene.
Okay, 2019, 2020 season.
So we
and
won
the Raptors won the next
we
season.
won more recent than they did.
Listen, we should be talking about the Toronto Raptors because that's about as relevant as the Los Angeles Lakers are. Nobody cares. Y'all could have your Lakers talk, have your Lakers podcast, and have your 6 people listening talk about, oh, we should trade Westbrook for all these guys. No one's gonna buy him. It's depreciating assets. I got sneakers I've worn for 4 years. You want a pair? Nobody wants them.
I disagree with you on that. There will be teams that's lined up for Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis did not just wake up all of a sudden and be injury prone. He was injury prone in New Orleans. And there were still teams willing to go for him. So I disagree with you on that one, Gene.
Nobody wants them. Yo, I seen a mythological trade that got brought up on a Lakers chat, and they were like, yeah, we're going to get 3 first-round draft picks and then these 2 players for Anthony Davis, acting like it's Anthony Davis of 4 years ago. Y'all crazy. Crazy. Go ahead, trade Anthony Davis. Go do that. Try to get another couple players to put around LeBron to take a run at the playoffs because y'all ain't winning a playoff game. Get the hell out of here. There's no way.
Like I said, there was teams that was lined up for him when we got him from New Orleans, and he was still dealing with injuries. This is who AD's been from the beginning. This is still who he is. But like I said, they're not going to trade their superstars. This is what the Lakers don't do. That's not. If you look out through the totality of the existence of the franchise, they've only traded one. That was Shaq. You don't trade LeBron because you don't just trade LeBron. You don't trade a Michael.
The only reason why I
Jordan.
want to trade LeBron is to get those picks back because he's going to be going and retired in the next 3 years.
I would cut them all. Don't even trade them. Cut them. Lakers are a dumpster fire.
Let's go to the next topic because Gene is talking crazy. Somebody spiked his coffee this morning. Next topic, please.
I wouldn't want to talk about the Lakers around me anyway because I'm going to tell you the truth.
God, now we gotta talk more.
Bringing up your mythological trades that make no sense.
Yeah, what the 76ers doing? Never mind. Go ahead. Next topic.
Winning basketball games.
Slightly better than 2 and 8.
I was about to say they got a better record than the Lakers. But anyway, NBA GM says Kyrie career is over.
Hold on. You ain't gonna be slick to throw that out there, then you gonna say better. Coach Dante, if you in the chat, can you please tell me what did you say the last time?
Freddie, do your math, Freddie. Freddie, do your math.
I'm asking one of our viewers something, Key.
5 and 6, brother. It's better than 2
It's
and
not
8.
the number that you said it is.
No, this is the number. I want the number that you said. Coach Dante, can you please let us know? I love you, Key.
Can we get off the fakers?
Oh, you got one more time. Okay. Thank you, coach. That's what he said.
Okay. Are we done with the fakers?
Why would
Now
I
we
say
can-
50 years? I'm not even 50 years old yet.
You said it, Keith, not us.
Answer the question, Freddie. Kyrie did career over.
I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say
It's-
this over and up. There's GMs around the league to say it is, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm just tired of talking about Kyrie. I mean, I know that
How
Kyrie
we
is a
feel about the
play.
Lakers?
He's one of the best. I never get tired of them. And by the way, thank you, basketball gods. For I was wanting Kyrie this summer, but thank you. Could you imagine if Kyrie was on the Lakers right now? Woo, y'all was on our side. But I'm just tired of talking about Kyrie. Um, I'm not questioning his talent. We all know the type of talent that he is. He's having a hell of a season this year. But Kyrie's just too much of a headache, man. He just brings too many problems. He's too much of a distraction, especially when you have him under Kevin Durant, and all Kevin Durant wants to do is play basketball. That's all KD cares about is playing basketball. He just wants to hoop. And Kyrie Irving at times have not shown that he's bought in to doing that 100%, or at least even 75% of the time. He's not bought into playing basketball games. And Kyrie, I don't know, man. It just sucks that the things that he's done and things that and honestly, if we think about it, there's some kid out there, y'all, that is putting in the work, that's grinding, that deserves the talent, and that could probably just use the spot. I'm not sure.
Are we talking about Kyrie Irving now? We talking about Kyrie Irving now? Because Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, the Brooklyn Nets are a disaster. You want to know if Kyrie's career is over? No, because he's a talented basketball player and people are going to keep signing him. His career's not over. It should be over. Doesn't like playing basketball. He does it to make money. He does it for what basketball allows him to do. He does it for the platform. But no, Kyrie Irving's career isn't over because he's super ultra talented. But with that being said, I'm not worried about the Brooklyn Nets. I'll tell you that. Kyrie's super talented, and he gonna get on the court a couple times this year and drop 40 or 50, and then everybody gonna be like, oh wow, Kyrie Irving, and then he gonna not care about basketball again. Didn't Brooklyn get swept last year? I was just wondering. They didn't. Did they get past the first round? They get swept, right?
They got swept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Yeah. First time we'll have to agree, Gene.
AJ,
I don't
think
think his
he's over?
career. I don't think his career's over. Nah, he's way too talented of a basketball player. Talent is what gets on the court these days. I mean, honestly, they may have taken things a little bit too far with the suspension. Even though I understand it's warranted, they may have taken, especially this early in the season, and they're struggling. But I mean, it is what it is. So, no, I don't think that his career's not over. Somebody's going to pick him up. They cut Kyrie today. He's playing somewhere to Baltimore.
How's 5, 6, and 6 doing over there?
Yeah, Ben's been absolutely trash.
Bro, did you see him sitting Indian style after Luka crossed him up?
Yeah. Been absolutely trash.
He was sitting
Ben's
Indian
been trash.
style.
He
Like,
needed his snack and his story time.
Ben is masquerading as a basketball player. I don't know what he's supposed to be in life, but I don't think he's a basketball player at this point.
But when I said that 2 years ago, I got laughed off talking about he's generational talent. I said it last year when he was sitting out. I got laughed off. He's generational talent. At Sixers organization.
I think
Now,
people
this year,
got caught. I think people got caught in that one good game he had when Joel Embiid was out and he scored 42. We can see shit from like that since.
Rudy Gobert was sticking him that game.
Yeah, like
I remember that
I
game.
think people got
They were
caught
trying to
in
be
that one.
disrespectful. They put Rudy Gobert on him because they knew he couldn't shoot, and he kept like going to different sides of the lane. I remember that game.
Yeah,
Talking
like
about
that was like
Utah.
the only one good game he had. Other than
And
that,
you want to hear something crazy? They
Not
lost that
remember.
game. They lost that game.
yeah. And if you're not going to put, because he can't shoot, if you're not going to put Ben Simmons on the court with other shooters, and you're going to put him on the court with ISO ball players, i.e. Kyrie and Kevin Durant, it's not a recipe to win. Not what they got on your squad anyway.
Ben Simmons is a coward. He is literally the cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz. He's looking for a heart. He's looking for strength. He's looking for courage. He's soft. Charmin soft. Oh, this question was about Kyrie. My bad.
You know what happens when you put too much Charmin in the toilet? It clogs up. We gotta talk about Kyrie. Tom, AJ, did you put your 2 cents in?
I'll just say this because I don't want to spend too much on Kyrie. He doesn't deserve our time and energy for this. He should never play again, but he will because some team will want him at the end of the season, and they'll pay him money to play. But he should be gone. He really should be. And this should have been strike 3 for him. He's out. But
strike 7.
I doubt it. Yeah.
Yo, can I read something about Ben Simmons real quick?
Let's go.
Go ahead.
Just real quick.
I like this. Because you know about Ben Simmons being from Philly.
This was his scouting report that was in 2016. Simmons' lack of competitiveness in crucial games has raised questions about his character. Those who know him best say things need to be revolved around him on and off the court, that he's often closed-minded to coaching and instruction. That was his scouting report. Spot on.
Yep. Yeah. Those no surprises there. That's what we all come to know about Ben.
Whoever wrote that scouting report needs to get a job.
Yeah. Get that man a raise.
But if y'all want to laugh about Ben Simmons, just make sure y'all go check the Sports Empire TikTok. There is a video up there. So make sure y'all go follow that. But moving on here, how far can the Jazz go? The Jazz definitely has been surprising team.
Hold on, Key.
What now, Freddie?
I want to go over this comment. Chris, listen, brother. I definitely understand. I listened to the press conference, and I definitely hear. He might be under a lot of pain, but also you have to realize that he brought pain to another community as well. It wasn't just. You can't think of just one-sided. You can't be one-sided. And I said this on the N1 podcast. We was talking about Kyrie. You can be so pro anything, but don't step on somebody else by doing that. Kyrie Irving shared a link to a movie that had hurtful things and all that to a certain community. Okay. Kyrie Irving he did not say that he supports the movie, but he didn't say he didn't support the movie as well. So nobody knows what direction Kyrie Irving is on. So, but one thing that we do know, that same movie that it was created, is that he advertised it. And because I share a link on my page, that's me advertising it. It's me promoting it. So we have to be mindful of other people's feelings as well. He plays in a community, in a city, in New York. They have a lot of the Jewish community is big in New York. The commissioner is Jewish. So you just have to watch what you do. And so right now he's paying for some things that if he would have tweeted out his direction in that tweet, say, hey, I'm totally against this, blah, 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 then things would have been a lot differently. But he didn't do that.
Freddie, you over explaining too. There's a reason that his episode of The Shop didn't air too, because he was saying anti-Semitic things on that episode. There's a reason LeBron James has spoke out against him, saying hateful things. Listen, I'll tell you right now, I'm not a LeBron James fan as a player, but I'm a fan of him as a human being. Chris, it's a very embarrassing argument that you and Richard Jefferson are trying to portray that like, oh, we should cancel Amazon. You can cancel Amazon. You do not have to pay for Amazon. Amazon putting that movie out there is a disgrace on Amazon's behalf. That's not okay. But we're talking about Kyrie Irving, the NBA player. You don't have to pay for Amazon. You don't have to use Amazon. Kyrie Irving's under contract. He's suspended. Like he should have been suspended. And it hurts seeing black men wanting to cancel Kyrie. When he says hurtful things, you should cancel him.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. It's not a black thing. I can't stand this. Just because you black doesn't mean you have to support another black person. It doesn't matter, especially if they're doing stupid stuff like Kyrie Irving. He's been doing his entire career. Kyrie Irving put something up on his Twitter. Whether he wants to believe it or not, yes, he was advertising it, promoting it, whatever you want to say. And he deserves to be gone from the NBA, period.
Hey, there's no space for hate, no matter where it is. I don't care if it's white, black, orange, purple. There's no space for hate, no matter where it is. And if you're advertising hate, you should deal with the consequences of hate. I promise you this. If a white NBA basketball player shared a racist film about any other, he'd be gone out of the entire league.
I asked the question. How would we feel if Tom Brady shares a tweet of the link of Roots? And we all know how hateful that movie is. And how would we feel towards that?
Thank you, Freddie. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can move on.
Yes, please. This is yes.
Can we talk about the Jazz now? So how far can the Jazz go? We all seen the Jazz unload and get rid of Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, and you get Colin Sexton, you get Lauri Markkanen. They still got a Mike Conley over there. So how far can this team go?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure because I am so shocked at the way the Jazz is playing. Lauri Markkanen was a Chicago Bull, and he didn't not one game play the way like he has played in the games he has with the Utah Jazz. I'm utterly shocked that if they somehow like make the playoffs and then give all those other draft picks, oh my Lord, they are going to be like a force in the future if they continue to play this way. It is just so amazing. I'm shocked by it. They're the number one seed right now. It's incredible.
Yeah. We should have seen this coming, though. Can I ask you a quick question, AJ?
Yes.
Real quick. I'm going to give you a player, and I want you to tell me if they're a starting caliber NBA player. I'm not saying great. I'm not saying good. Just a starting caliber NBA player, like a good rotational piece.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with something simple. Lauri Markkanen.
I would say yes.
Jordan Clarkson.
Yes.
Colin Sexton.
Yes.
Mike Conley Jr.
Yes.
Kelly Olynyk. The answer is yes. I'm helping.
I would say no, but okay.
You don't think he's a good rotational piece in an NBA franchise?
Oh, good rotational piece. Yes, I thought he's talking about a starter. Yes, he's a very good rotational piece.
He's been a rotational piece his whole career. But yeah.
Malik Beasley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jordan Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I don't know who that is. So
the answer would be yes. Taylor Horton Tucker.
Vanderbilt very underrated.
Yeah. Good defender.
So Rudy Gay.
Ooh.
Hey,
I'm gonna say yes, even though he's old. I'm gonna say yes.
And then last year's rookie sensation. This year's rookie sensation. Last year's NCAA tournament sensation. Agbaji from Kansas. Their first round draft pick.
Yeah.
They don't have many superstars, but they have 10 rotational players that could play basketball that aren't a huge drop off from each other, and they're playing unselfish basketball. They're playing they're coached very well. They're playing good basketball. I don't think this team's a joke. We should have seen this coming. Yeah. Everyone thought they were just giving everything away. They got a bunch of rotational pieces that are solid.
And I think the pace that they play with benefits all those players too.
Correct.
It's not like it's like too fast or too slow. It's like it's right there in the middle. And I think the reason why you didn't see it coming with Lauren Marketing is because I never thought Chicago was using him right.
Yeah.
To be honest, when he was there, like
that could be the place.
yeah, like I never thought they was using him right. I thought they had him a little too much outside for me. I thought he would be better a little closer to the basket. And we're starting to see that a little bit now with the Jazz. He's playing more like a inside out instead of outside in.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing that comes along with these, analytics. You're supposed to shoot more threes and everything like that.
They had that man basically, man. He was in the shooter role with Chicago. He was catch, shoot. Those are still. At the end of the day, no matter how well you shoot, it's still a lower percentage shot than next to the basket. So. But fellas, I gotta jump off. So hey, look, it's been real. Appreciate y'all.
You all right, even for a Cowboy fan?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
Take care, brother.
Okay.
Friday, what you think? You seen this coming? You seen we should have seen it coming.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. We lost them twice, and I'm gonna tell you, Chase.
Y'all got beat by 30 by them the other night. That was embarrassing.
No, we didn't lose by 30. We didn't lose by no 30.
It's close.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Gene.
It was close.
But listen, it wasn't 30, Gene. Listen, these guys shoot. You talking about snipers that let it go and not afraid? These guys, hey, I'm looking at Jordan Clarkson. He comes over there just like that dude. He's shown that to be one of the best. He's a guy that can get his bucket whenever he wants to.
He's the new Lou. He's the new Lou.
Elevated. Yeah. He has elevated his game to be this post player. He can shoot the 3 ball. And you gotta, Utah was in a position that they wanted to sell. They wanted to trade off a lot of these pieces. And the Lakers are going to regret by not listening to them. Because if you need a shooter, that team has shooting. And they also have a leadership there in Mike Conley. And these are just guys that want to ball. You don't have a superstar or a star, but you have guys that just want to play ball. And that's what they're doing. And it's working.
Completely agree with you, Freddie. And it's unselfish, young competitive team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Completely agree.
And
how far can they go was Key's question. I think they can make the play-in game. I think they can make the playoffs. They're not going to be a top 6 seed when everything's said and done. They're going to definitely slow down. But I think they could be a play-in team. They're definitely going to finish ahead of the Lakers. I'll tell you that much.
Here we go. He was doing good, Gene.
23. It's close enough to 30. It's closer to 30 than winning. I'll tell you that.
I'm looking like right now, like Lauri Markkanen is 21, 9 points a game. Jordan Clarkson is 18.3. Colin Sexton, 14.6. Mike Conley, 12.5. Olynyk, 12.2. Beasley, 10.9. It's like they've got like a perfect blend of what you want in a team. And yes, they don't have the traditional superstars, but sometimes a team beats, a super team. And I think that's what Utah's doing right now. I don't know how far they can go, but I'm not going to be surprised anymore if come playoff time, we got the Utah Jazz hosting a playoff series, being a top 4 seed.
You think they're going to be a top 4 seed?
I won't be surprised if that happens. I won't be surprised because look what they're doing right now. I can't be surprised anymore.
I don't want to listen. I'm all for the Utah love. Don't go too far. It's an 82 game season. They 12 games in. There's 70 still to be played. They're not going to top 4 seed in the West, man. Stop. They're not doing that.
What about the team in the Eastern
they
Conference, the
definitely
Cavaliers? The Cavaliers are right now the number 2 seed. Do you think they can
They're
stay?
different. They got
Where they at, or they gonna fall?
No, I don't. I think they'll be a top 4 or 5 seed.
Okay,
They're not gonna be a 1-2 seed.
Hey, I'm telling you about Cleveland. Cleveland have 2 guys that can get hot at any moment. 2 guys. I've seen them 2 guys beat the Lakers by themselves the other night.
It's not very hard to beat the Lakers.
Hey, one thing I know about Donovan Mitchell, that we've seen this in Utah. Donovan Mitchell can go get hot where he can take over a game. What Darius Garland's bringing to that team, the same way, bro. That is one of the best backcourts in basketball. They're definitely top 5, probably top 3. And then you have your front court with Allen and Mobley, and then you have Kevin Love coming off the bench. And I didn't even mention the young kid that got from Indiana, that Karis LeVert. And we know that he can get a bucket. So Cleveland is legit.
You're spitting facts, Freddie. I don't disagree with you at all.
same.
They got a lot of people there in Cleveland.
Definitely Utah is surprising us.
Hey, and Ricky Rubio's on his way. I think they said he'll be back by next month.
Oh, stop it. Ricky Rubio shouldn't get no rotational play in that system.
He's a good backup.
Yeah, go back up. With Garland and Mitchell, though, what do you...
No, I'm talking about the backup.
Okay.
He's a guy that can keep your second unit going.
Lance Stevenson's there, too. Talk about relevant names.
Lance Stevenson's not there.
I'm kidding. Lamar Stevens is there. It was a joke.
Oh, I'm about to say, dang, they got Lance Stevenson. Like,
it was a joke, bro.
Throwing the guitar.
Oh, that was always in LeBron's ear.
What you got next for us, Kate?
But Utah's definitely surprising people 9-3 right now. So moving on. Is it time for De'Aaron Fox to leave Sacramento?
It's always time to leave Sacramento. It's always time to leave Sacramento. Like, you can ask this question any day, any week, any year. It's always time to leave Sacramento. Just and they're loaded with a plethora of guards that they're drafting early, and they have in that backcourt. Yeah, it's always time to leave Sacramento.
Yeah, he's in purgatory. He's in a franchise.
Coach Dante do not like Sacramento. If y'all have heard his rant.
Yeah, and he's been.
So where should De'Aaron Fox go?
Anywhere. Just put him on the Lakers. That's where we should put him.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, he's in purgatory. He needs to get up out of there. He hasn't been relevant 20 plus years. He needs to go to a team that's going to invest in him. Maybe a team. I'm looking at maybe a New Orleans Pelicans team. I know you have CJ, you have Brent B.I., you have Zion, but you talking about a team that want to run up and down the court and and he's a guy that's going to get those guys open looks. I think I can see him and Zion running in transition. I can see him cutting through the lanes. He's improved on the 3-point shot. I can see him in New Orleans. That would be a dangerous team in my opinion. I'm looking at a team like Chicago Bulls. Haven't worked with you at Lonzo Ball. Due to him, he can't be on the court. But if you're looking for a guy that can control the ball, that can set things up, I would look at a Chicago Bulls team as well for him.
Chicago's a very good landing spot. That's a very good landing spot when you got Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan there with Vooch. Great landing spot. I like Chicago a lot. I don't want to hop on the Freddie train, but that was probably your best line of the whole day. I like it.
Yeah, I think the thing for the Bulls is it depends on who would they have to give up to get De'Aaron Fox. I think this organization, from what it feels like from a fan perspective, like they don't really want to give up anybody at this point in time. They feel like their group is good enough if they will get healthy to compete. The fans, including myself, we don't necessarily look at it that way. We wanted I just say I wanted Christian Wood from the Houston Rockets. Dallas got Christian Wood. I thought he would have been perfect, been able to guard Durant and Giannis and Patrick Williams has not played like he has been. The people who have been drafted after him are much more better players. Guys like Tyrese Maxey in Philly and Tyrese Halliburton in other places. So it would be fun to see De'Aaron Fox. You just don't know what you got to give up for him. Go ahead.
I think that one team that hasn't been mentioned that could be a good fit for him would be the Miami Heat. You got the corpse of Kyle Lowry there. Let's just put him out of his misery. They got money. They got Jimmy Butler. Tyler Hero would be a good situation for him to be in South Beach. I think De'Aaron Fox would fit perfect there.
I'm gonna say one thing about Chicago, AG, and I hear what you're saying, but I'm friends with a lot of Chicago Bulls fans, and they are mad with Patrick Williams is giving him and wasn't there. He's not giving them. I can see you guys moving on from him. When you bring a DeMar DeRozan in with Zach LaVine, you already have Vucevic. You need to go ahead and continue build and continue to adding on pieces so you can be relevant again, because we need to see Chicago be relevant in the postseason again, because they've been irrelevant since Michael Jeffrey Jordan been there.
Yeah, for the most part.
What do you consider relevant?
Listen, championship. They haven't won championships.
Okay, so championships the only way to be relevant in the
NBA?
No,
team. There's certain teams, like right now, the Lakers is irrelevant. You know why? Because they're not in the championship conversation. There's certain teams.
The Chicago Bulls were relevant with Derrick Rose in his MVP year. That they were relevant when they lost in the 2011.
They was there, but they wasn't relevant to their standards of winning 6 championships.
Bro, you can't compare something from – you're like a Cowboys fan, bro. You can't compare something from the 90s to – like, they haven't won in 20 years. So who cares what they were in the 90s? They were relevant with Derrick Rose. I think that the Chicago fan base I think the organizations ran like crap, but I think they were relevant.
Yeah, it's Jerry Reinsdorf. Jerry Reinsdorf, there's been there's a lot of consternation in Chicago about his two teams, the White Sox and the Bulls. People think that he runs them like small markets, and is too loyal to people he shouldn't be loyal to. Took how many years to get rid of John Paxson? How many years to get rid of Gar Forman? So it's it is what it is with Chicago. I do think that they were relevant when it came to Derrick Rose those couple years. He had tore his ACL in that playoff game was really the straw that broke the camel's back for the Bulls. Derrick Rose never been the same since. Derrick Rose might be the only player to win an MVP and not make the Basketball Hall of Fame. That is a shame. That is a shame.
And last but not certainly least, so we have who should trade for Jay Crowder?
Oh God, Jay Crowder is another one. Look, we can make this however we want to make this. Jay Crowder is in a good situation, and he is just literally, I don't want to play for the Phoenix Suns anymore. I don't know who should trade for him. I just don't like when players run into that situation where they're on a winning team and they just decide they don't want to play anymore. They want to be in. Jay Crowder's not good enough to demand a trade. I'm sorry. He's just not. For comparable statement, that's like, Matisse Thybulle being like, man, I'm sitting out until you trade me. That's Jay Crowder is, man. He's an average run-of-the-mill player in the NBA demanding a trade. So who should trade for him? I don't know. Milwaukee Bucks to be a rotational piece while Chris Middleton's hurt? You tell me. He wants to play for a winner. He wants to be a rotational piece. He wants the offense to be a revolve around him, and he plays defense. I don't know. Milwaukee. That's my best bet.
If I'm the Suns, I'm not trading Jay Crowder because we just lost Cameron Johnson. just surgery. So why am I going to get with somebody who could fill in that role? If Jay Crowder's having problems in Phoenix, that's on him. He had problems in Boston. He had problems in also Miami. He had user problems down there. So he's just one of those guys that just thinks, he's probably worth more than he should be. I remember when he was in Boston and there was some talk about Gordon Hayward going into Boston, and he was upset that the fans didn't want him and wanted Gordon Hayward. He's got that little bit of him too as well, which is good. That's what makes him good enough to make the NBA. But he also needs to slow his roll a little bit.
I think right now the Phoenix Suns need him more than anything. They just have Cam Johnson go down for like 2 months now with the injury. Who's going to fill in that role? So if I'm Phoenix, I'm doing whatever it takes to right that ship and make it back right with them. He's a guy that knows the system, knows the role, the players like him. If I'm Phoenix, I'm looking at him trying to get him back on the court.
Look, at the end of the day, I have very, very little patience with players that sign contracts with teams that refuse to live those contracts out, that do not want to play, that sit out. You're getting paid millions of dollars from organizations to play basketball. Sitting out or refusing to play or being a bad teammate, I just can't live with that. You signed a contract. You knew what you were signing to get into. I don't agree with it. I'm never going to agree with it. I think that the NBA is an example of a group of guys that can push their way out of situations, and I don't think that's right. I don't think it was right when James Harden did it. I don't think it's right when Jay Crowder does it. I don't think it's right when anyone does it, unless there's a complete situation shakeup from what you signed with versus where you're at. But that's not the case with Jay Crowder. They still have Monty Williams. They still have Chris Paul. They still have DeAndre, and they still have Devin Booker. Like, what changed from when you signed your contract? Nothing. You just don't want to play there no more?
I disagree with you on that, Jim, because reason why, we can ask players to be loyal, but these organizations is not loyal to players. They will get rid of you in the hot minute. They will trade you while you're playing basketball, bro.
The contracts are guaranteed in the NBA, Freddie.
In the
NFL is a totally different story.
But still, they will trade you whenever they get ready to.
Okay, but in the NFL, it's a totally different story. They're not on guaranteed contracts. You could put a no-trade clause into your contract if you're worried about being traded or loyalty, but that's not what he did. So I get what you're saying. In the NFL, I understand it a lot more because it's a game where you could be done and injured forever. What a rookie contract deal or organizations change so often. But in the NBA, it's a lot different, man. The contracts are guaranteed. You know that. How long was Steve Nash being paid from the Lakers to sit on the bench?
Man, I didn't know this show was called Coffee and Sports and Laker Talk 1-on-1.
Bro, you bring them up. I'm going to keep knocking them down.
Hey, I haven't brought them up. You just knocked them down.
You gave me a topic for him earlier. It pissed me off. I didn't want the topic.
Earlier. Key, take back control of your show, man.
That's how you know Freddie did the topic.
Yep, there's a Lakers comment in there. But Key, I got a couple topics. Let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles being undefeated. Let's talk about the 76ers winning the other night. Let's talk about the Flyers, man. They're doing pretty good this year. Like, I can make biased ass topics. Freddie has a house phone, by the way, Chase.
Chase said you got one of those house phones.
How you know I got one?
I watched you pick it up a second ago.
Oh.
You just picked it up when it was ringing.
It goes off the wrong times.
It's all right.
I tell you. I know that, but I know that's right.
AJ, what you think?
About what? Which one? Which one we going here?
About your situation with Jay Crowder.
Oh, well, like I said earlier, I think that what he wants doesn't matter. Phoenix needs him right now because of the injury to Cam Johnson. So, and I think he's one of those guys who thinks he's more important than he is. He's a good player, but he's not that important. So, just let him stay in Phoenix for right now.
What about the Golden State Warriors having a rough start to the season? How y'all think about that?
That's something that's interesting. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fight that happened in the preseason, but the fact that they are like, in the lower tier of the NBA right now is very surprising. Very surprising. But I think they are going to rise up, and they're still way ahead of other teams right now. So I don't think that's a big deal.
I think it should be noted that Jordan Poole had 2 points the other night, and Draymond Green played 36 minutes. I think it has a lot to do with the fight that came in. Draymond Green runs point forward for that team. So when teams are double teaming Steph and they need someone to run the offense, it's Draymond Green. And the fact that Jordan Poole just signed that huge deal and only had 2 points the other night should tell you everything that you need to know about what's going on in Golden State. They need to fix that chemistry. It's just very simple to me.
Like I know, Gene, the only way that you can fix the chemistry is one of them have to go.
I don't know that. I don't agree with that. I think that men can handle situations.
Well, and they said they're working on that. Obviously, he's saying it's not working, so obviously they can't fix it.
I think it's early in the season, and I think that it can be fixed. I think it will be fixed. The other night, Steph Curry went for 47 points, and they only won by 3 points over the lowly Sacramento Kings. They lost to the Pelicans. They lost to the Magic. They lost to the Miami Heat. They lost to the Detroit Pistons. 4 straight in a row.
Damn, why can't we play Golden State right now?
6 of their 7 losses have been on the road. That's not good. You bad road team of the Warriors. Bad road team.
So, because Key, you have no more topics, right?
No, I mean that was pretty much it. Now, unless y'all got something y'all want to talk about,
real quick. Give me your top 4, because you brought this up earlier, AJ, and I thought it was wild. So it got me thinking, right? Give me your top 4 seeds in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference going into the playoffs. So this is, you got to put your projection hat on for a minute, right? You got to project what 70 games from now is going to be. I don't care what they are now. Give me your top 4 seeds in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference projections.
Okay, for the Western Conference, I would project it would be the Warriors, the Clippers, the Phoenix Suns, and the Memphis Grizzlies. For the Eastern Conference, I'm going to say it is the Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, 76ers, and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Look at that. That was quick, man. He didn't take no time. He just nailed it. Go ahead, Freddie. Give me your 4. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Phoenix Suns number 1.
Okay.
Golden State number 2.
Okay.
Dallas number 3.
I like
Memphis number 4.
All right, so my 4 are a little different in the West. Let me give you my West, and then we'll go East. All right. My 4 in the West, I have Golden State number 4. I have Phoenix number 3. I have the New Orleans Pelicans number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it's projections. I follow. And I have the Phoenix Suns number 1. I said Phoenix 3. Sorry, I said that wrong. Denver Nuggets number 1. Give me your East. Wild, right? No Clippers, no Lakers. Golden State number 4. I get you. I know.
I didn't have the Lakers in my top 4 neither. So
I know.
Number 1, I'm going with the Bucks. Number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna go.
Just read Kyle's list. It's the best one. Kyle has the list. He wrote it perfectly. That's my list.
Number 3, I'm gonna go Brooklyn. And number 4, I'm gonna go Boston.
Brooklyn. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, with Kevin Durant. Put respect on that brother's name.
It's just one player.
You put respect on his name, but they're in turmoil right now. It's just like the Kyrie stuff. It's everything else that's going on with them. It's just why not?
AJ, it's early, brother. It's early. It's just 7-12 games in. It's early. It's Kevin Durant we're talking about.
Yeah, give me the Aaron Rodgers speech you gave me last week, Kevin Durant. He is a bad man.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not putting Philly in my top 4. Just not.
That's fair. I have Milwaukee, Boston, Cleveland, Philadelphia. in the East. I think Kyle's list is spot on. Look at him having Denver 1. Oh, okay. I like Kyle's. Yo, Kyle has my list.
Kyle, effective immediately. I believe you and Gene has been hanging around each other too much, and he's rubbing off on you too much. We might need to make a little separation for a time period.
Why? I'm right more often. I'm always right. Say what you want.
I don't know about that part.
Hey, do me a favor, Freddie. I got facts. Freddie facts. I got Gene's facts. You gotta point out the times I've been wrong, and I've been wrong sometimes. But if you could a track record of right and wrong for the stuff that comes out of my mouth, I'll be right way more than I'm wrong. You watch out for the New Orleans Pelicans this year.
I'm gonna start taking into account right now, starting today.
Please do. Please do. And it got to be factual things. You can't give me your opinion. Like the Trey Lance in my top 10, he tore his ACL. That's an opinion. I had Trey Lance up there based off, which is fine. I don't mind that. But it's got to be factual stuff.
Here's a quick hitter real quick for you guys. Luka Doncic has played 10 games. Each game, he scored over 30 points. Can he do that for 82 games? Can he go 82 games scoring over 30 points a game?
Every game? No.
Luka is built that way. Yeah. Luka is the truth. Luka Magic.
He can average over 30. He's not going to score over 30 every game. That's not happening.
See. I'm still just a little suspect of Luka because because of his past and the way he likes to, not keep himself in shape. So I worry about that. So I agree with Gene. I think at some point he may falter, and not keep this pace up. But man, right now he's on a tear. There's no doubt about that.
The MVP of the league. Don't talk about the MVP of the league that bad. I don't think he'll fall off. He's gonna win the MVP though. Luka will average over 30 this year. I don't think there's no way he goes 82 games.
Keith, are you
scoring 30 or more?
Are you seeing this, Keith? That with Kyle is agreeing with everything Gene says. He's saying the same thing Gene says.
Makes a good
and now
point.
AJ's, oh Lord have mercy. Hey, Gene, you're rubbing off on him.
Freddie,
That's not
listen.
necessarily a bad thing, Freddie.
Let me ask you a question real quick, Freddie. And you know this based on our conversations. Do you think there's a person that you know in life? And I'll give you one person. You got to exclude Coach Dante. Coach Dante be watching sports just like I'll be watching sports. Do you think there's a person that you know in your life that watches more sports than me?
Nah, you definitely in my top 5 list, top 3.
And I give Coach all the credit in the world, man. Coach be doing some shit. Coach be like, listen, I'm calling the Pacific versus like NCAA basketball Division II school. Is calling the goddamn games at 11:30 at night. I gotta give Coach Dante credit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, listen, Pacific versus Pepperdine. I had no idea. Coach Dante's like, yeah, this is a 3rd-year senior from, like, it's wild, bro. That man is, give him all his credit. Gene Rabel. I'm going to stick with that nickname. I'll take it. Love Chase.
Gene Rabel. That is funny, though. But no, Freddie, just because, everybody's agreeing, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Tomorrow or next day, Kyle might not agree with Gene.
Oh, we be disagreeing on pregame and pigskin a few times. Not in a bad way. Kyle knows his shit, man. Kyle is awesome. If you haven't listened to Kyle Edwards yet, man, Kyle Edwards is a guy, bro. He is the guy.
Yep. Yeah, but make sure you check in Wire to Wire tonight. Doing a hell of a job. Pregame Pigskins on Thursday and tomorrow night. Doing a good job. Really, man, just check out the Sports Empire Network. Just stay tuned. We have a lot of things that's coming. We're working on a lot of things. I promise you. We're promising you. We're trying to get better each day and every day. That's our goal.
Yep. So we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, especially on Facebook. Leave us a like, a review. Let us know what we're doing. Let us know what we're not doing. Let us know what you like to see, what you don't want to see. And plus check out we're on the Tiki Live as well, as you can see here on the overlay. We will be on those channels: Roku TV, LG, Amazon. That is coming in the workshop, so stay tuned for those channels as well. Um, we got merch as well. If you want to support us, rock the merch. It is today's the last day for the 15% off, so y'all can go grab that. But next week it'll we have some more deals going on, so make sure y'all cop that. Any last thoughts, words before we end it today, this morning, guys?
Hey, shout out to Chase, man. Chase is definitely like he's a character this whole morning in the chat. Shout out to you, Chase. Shout out to everybody that is tuned in this morning. Vibe was definitely here this morning. That's probably one of our best morning shows that we've had. And yeah, I want to thank Gene, AJ, Keith, and for you guys to make it great, and just thank everybody for the support.
Listen to Wire to Wire, giving me a like and subscribe. Wire to Wire Sports Podcast. We are going nuts tonight. Just tune in. We got a huge show. We're talking UFC, NFL, NCAA football, World Series recap. And we got our Mount Rushmore tonight. Minnesota versus Indianapolis. That's going to be a battle right there. You see the Mount Rushmores for those two cities. It's a lot better than you think it is.
Yeah, I say just I keep on supporting this channel, man. Keep on supporting these guys. These guys do hard work. I appreciate them letting me come on every now and then, and this is a fun time.
If y'all have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, we are almost at 100. We are exactly at 60. So just 40 more subs, we be at 100. I know, slowly but surely we'll get to the goals, but it's a start. You got to start somewhere. So, but I appreciate being up here every morning with you guys. Somebody got to hold down the fort, because if not, ain't no order in this piece. So, but on that note, we are going to get out of here again. Make sure y'all tune into the channel as always. We always got something going down on the channel later on today. Again, Wire to Wire. We got the and then again we got Chase with the Post Dynamite show as well. So make sure y'all tune in for that. And we are going to get out of here. And again, everybody enjoy the rest of the afternoon, of my morning into the afternoon. And again, if you're going to do something stupid, just make sure you do it safely. That's all I ask. We don't want to see nobody news hurt or anything of that nature. But we're going to get on out of here, guys. So y'all enjoy the rest of the morning.